Hello everyone, welcome to our Bible story time. Today we will meet Amos, a simple shepherd who received a special message from God. Amos was not a king or a famous teacher, but God chose him for an important task. This reminds us that God can use ordinary people to do extraordinary things. The people in Amos's time were forgetting what really mattered. God wanted him to be fair, kind, and caring toward others. He also wanted him to choose what is right every day. These lessons are still important for us as we learn to love God and love people. Amos lived in a small town called Tekoa. He spent his days caring for sheep and working with trees. One day, God called him to share an important message. Amos shows us that we do not need to be famous or powerful for God to use our lives in meaningful ways. Many people had become selfish. Some were rich, but they stopped helping those in need. Others treated poor people unfairly. This made God very sad. God wants us to share, care, and treat everyone with respect because every person is precious in His eyes. Amos said God's voice was like the roar of a lion. Just as a lion's roar gets everyone's attention, God wanted people to listen carefully. He was warning them to stop doing wrong and start helping others. God speaks because He cares about His people. Some people sang songs and brought gifts, but their hearts were not loving or fair. God wanted more than beautiful words. He wanted true kindness and justice. Real love is shown by how we treat people, especially those who are weak, lonely, or in need. God showed Amos pictures of danger coming to the land. Amos cared deeply for the people and prayed for them. He asked God to show mercy. God listened to his prayer. This teaches us that prayer matters and that God hears when we sincerely pray for others. God showed Amos a straight line used by builders. It revealed that something was crooked. In the same way, God could see that people's hearts were not right. God wants honesty, kindness, and obedience. When we make mistakes, we can ask Him to help us change. Amos saw a basket of ripe summer fruit. It looked good, but it would not stay fresh for long. God used this picture to show that time was running out for people to change their ways. When God teaches us something important, we should listen and respond quickly. Not everyone liked Amos's message. A leader named Amaziah told him to stop speaking. But Amos was brave and continued to obey God. He trusted that God was with him. Sometimes doing the right thing is difficult, but God can give us courage and strength. God compared His people to food being shaken in a strainer. Wrong choices would bring consequences, but God would not forget those who loved Him. Even during hard times, God watches over His faithful people. We can trust Him to care for us and guide us. Although there was judgment, God also gave hope. He promised to rebuild what was broken and bring blessing again. God is not only a God who corrects, He is also a God who restores. He loves helping people start fresh and grow into something beautiful. The message of Amos still speaks to us today. We should not ignore people who need help, and we should always choose what is right. God wants fairness to flow like a river through our lives. Kind actions, honesty, and caring hearts make a big difference. God's message through Amos reminds us to love others, stand up for what is right, and show kindness every day. Even small acts of help can bless someone. When we listen to God and care for people, we reflect His love. Thank you for watching. God bless you. See you next time. Goodbye.